There's snow on the ground, Thanksgiving is already next week, and we're already starting to see that panicky holiday shopping look in people's eyes, so we thought we'd put together a little something that won't make you want to crawl into bed and not come out until May. Hi, I'm Andy at Game Barrister, your friendly local games store, and these are our top 10 favorite games from 2019. The truth is, we actually have 20 favorites for the year, but they wouldn't all fit in this video. You can find the link to the article with all 20 in the video description. Okay, ready to find a great new game? Let's start by robbing a bank in Heist. In this cooperative game, you and your fellow players are going to work together to open the vault and get out with the loot. Everyone chooses their role, and then your team leader, the talking box in the middle of the table, will give you commands to either exchange tools or use the tools in front of you by pushing your button. This game is all about staying focused and getting in rhythm with your fellow players. There are 5 different difficulty levels, as well as a mythical 6th level that legend says unlocks only if level 5 is completed flawlessly. Next up is Genius Square. In this Tetris-style puzzle game, you'll roll all 7 of the included dice and place your wooden blockers on the spaces you rolled. The goal is then to use your shape pieces to cover all the remaining spaces. Every puzzle you roll has at least one possible solution, and there are more than 60,000 puzzle solutions in total. Genius Square is great for ages 6 and up, and it can be played solo or in a race to find the solution between 2 players. Now on to Call to Adventure. Your destiny is yours to create in this amazing story and character building game. At the beginning of Call to Adventure, you'll choose an origin, a motivation, and a secret destiny that is hidden from all your fellow players. Perhaps your character is an army conscript who swore a vow of vengeance for the loss of a loved one and is destined to become the great villain one day. The story elements are yours to add as your character acquires new abilities and attempts to overcome challenges as they grow. One of the nicest parts of this game is the rune throwing system. Instead of those pesky dice we see running rampant in so many games these days, Call to Adventure uses a series of runes that you'll throw to attempt your challenges as you answer the Call to Adventure. It's up to us to save the dinosaurs in SOS DINO. The volcanoes on our island are erupting, and we'll need to help our dinosaur friends gather their eggs and get to safety on the mountaintops. SOS DINO is a cooperative board game for 1 to 4 players, ages 7+, and on your turn, you're going to pick a lava tile from the tile bag, place it on the board to extend one of the lava flows, and then move one of the dinos towards safety. Then it's the next player's turn. Moving on to Tiny Towns. Tiny Towns is a game about building, well, yeah, you guessed it, a tiny town. We've got 7 different buildings that you'll construct by adding resource cubes to your town in the correct patterns. On your turn, you can say 1 cube that you'd like to add to your town. But here's the trick. All your fellow players now have to add that same type of cube to their town. So the strategy in Tiny Towns is all about planning ahead and guessing what your opponents will do next. If you think someone else is going to add bricks on their turn, then you can add something else, say glass, on yours and hope for the best. Just 1. How well do you think you know your family and friends? What if you had to help them guess a simple word by writing just one other word? Well, you'll have some help because in this cooperative game, everyone around the table gets to write down 1 word to help them guess. Here's the trick. If you write the same word as someone else, neither of you gets to show your word this round, so you'll need to think carefully and make your clues unique. Time to team up in Marvel Champions. Ultron and his fellow villains are wreaking havoc on a massive scale. Welcome to Marvel Champions, the card game. Become Captain Marvel, Black Panther, She-Hulk, Spider-Man, and Iron Man in order to defeat the villain before their scheme comes to fruition. This superpowered game can be played solo or with up to 4 players. It's a living card game, meaning there will be a ton of optional add-on content that players will be able to pick and choose from, like the upcoming Green Goblin and Captain America packs. And once you have the hang of the game, you can customize and build your own hero decks to become even more formidable. On your mark, get set, SNAIL! In the decision-making game of Snail Sprint, you'll get a secret race card to see which snails you're supporting. On your turn, roll the 2 dice and see which colors come up. Let's say you roll a yellow and a green. Now you have to choose. Move the yellow snail to the next green space, or move the green snail to the next yellow space. The strategy in this game is all about making the most of each and every roll. Oh, and did I mention, you also get to race along the sides and top of the magnetic game box. This creative and clever racing game is for 2 to 4 players, ages 5 and up. Next up is Planet. In the gorgeous game of Planet, you'll build your very own 3D planet, complete with oceans, forests, deserts, and most important, animals. It can play with 2 to 4 players, and it's best for ages 8 and up. Each round, you'll set out 5 new tiles next to an animal card. When your turn comes, you'll choose 1 tile to add to your core, and at the end of the turn, we're going to see who has the most hospitable planet for the turn's animal. For instance, camels love deserts that are near water, and squirrels love forests, but not if they're next to icy tundras. At the end of the game, the player who has the most animals on their planet is the winner. And finally, SHIPSHAPE. Alright, Captain, we've got an empty hold, but for a few uninvited passengers, let's set off and see what we can stow away before our voyages end. A terrible pirate impression aside, this game is great. Each turn, we'll all play a card from our crew for the chance to be the first to pick our next crate tile from the central stack. Then, the challenge is in turning those tiles to give us the best possible arrangement of gold, cannons, and contraband for the round. Whew, what a great year of games. As I said earlier, we actually have 20 favorite games for the year, and if you want to see the rest of our list, you can find a link to that article in the video description. Obviously, all these games are available on our shelves, and if none of them sounded quite like your cup of tea, you're always welcome to stop by the store and chat. We'll be happy to show you a few games that are more your style. Thanks so much for watching, and we really hope you find some great games to play this holiday season. Bye now.